So the background is that the current MP, Labour MP Mike Amesbury, in Farage, near your house that he did it, had a swing at somebody at a taxi rank and hit him, and was taken to court and has pled guilty. To assault, ABH.
No, common assault.
Common assault.
Yeah.
So he's due up for sentencing next week. Now, assuming that he is sentenced, there's a number of things that can happen. Could you explain what the ramifications are?
Well, yeah, it comes under parliamentary regulations. So the Standards Committee, if you get sentenced for more than 12 months, then is...
And how likely is that?
Very, very unlikely.
Right.
Yeah. It's bound by the sentencing guidelines, and I very much doubt whether that would be the outcome.
Mm.
The other way is that it does receive a sentence, but it could be suspended or whatever, and that's up to the judiciary how they decide. At that point, he has a number of options. One being he could just sit in the seat and see what carrying on, in which case it will be subject to the Standards Committee in Parliament.
Mm.
And they can suspend him for however long. But if it's more than 10 days, then that would trigger a recall petition.
Right.
That means I'm going to go out and get 10% of the electorate.
Yeah. So you and probably a few other parties would be looking to combine
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have thought getting 10% of the electorate would be difficult.
No. Well, considering we got 18-19% last time out in the election, then to get 10% now.
Yeah.
It wouldn't just be us, it would be the Lib Dems, Greens, and potentially even Labour, because he's no longer a Labour MP.
So you think that recall petition is probably a pretty likely outcome. Yeah. So the chances are then that will be within the next few months.
Well, it's a lengthy process. So
is it?
Probably looking June, July, August time for
a
by-election.
Okay. But that will almost certainly be the next parliamentary by-election that we have. Is that correct?
I would say so, yeah. Unless somebody steps down in the interim in another constituency.
Yeah.
He may well step down
himself.
Yeah. And to say, because at the end of the day, going back out to the electorate, made a mistake.
And I did hear something the other day about the Keir Starmer was keen to get somebody else into Parliament, Jonathan Ashworth.
There's a lot of names being bandied around.
And that he may well find that Amesbury's actually pushed out by Labour in order to achieve that objective.
Well,
so it could be much quicker than that.
Oh, definitely. He may. I don't know what's going to influence it for Amesbury, what he's going to do, but if people did vote for a Labour MP and he's no longer a Labour MP, so if you're a tribal Labourist, then you can well say, well, I haven't got what I voted for.
No. And you stood for reform in July, didn't you?
Yes.
And you got 18%.
Yeah.
Of the vote. In fact, I looked it up because I thought I would see just. Have you looked at electoral calculus? It's a great site, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because what electoral calculus does for anybody who doesn't know is it looks at all the factors that affect a seat, puts it all together, looks at the last result, what's changed, and then comes up with a prediction for the seat.
Yep.
And you are predicted if it were to be held now, you're predicted in a general election. You'd be predicted to get 36%. Sorry, you'd have a 36% chance of winning and predicted to get 29.9% of the vote. Now that's big.
It's mammoth. It's a mammoth achievement considering it's only 6 months and we bought 12% on.
That's right. And it's going in that upward direction.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a by-election, not a general election. And as we all know, the by-elections are a lot more volatile.
Yeah.
Which will again improve the chances. So what I'm suggesting to you, and I'm sure you'll agree, is that there's a very, very good chance that, assuming this by-election happens in the next few months, that you could win it.
Oh, definitely. It's the feeling we get from about reform on the streets is overwhelming. It really is positive. And by-elections are not always about voting for a national party. It's about sending a message to government on how well they're doing. So some tribal Labour people might lend us their vote just to send a message to Sir Keir that it's not working what he's doing.
And supposing Sir Keir did parachute somebody into the seat like a Jonathan Ashworth or someone of that sort. What do you think the reaction would be locally? Because I know I don't know Runcorn very well, but I do know it's a very tight knit community.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And we like our own. Throughout the whole of Runcorn Aylesbury, we've always wanted local people to actually be representing us. And that's one of the things that we've not had, even with Mike now. Is
he not local?
No, he's from Wythenshawe.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
So the feeling we're getting is we want somebody local.
Right.
Yeah, and who understands us, because we're in quite a funny sort of constituency. We're half very industrial.
Yes, I mean, Runcorn's a very industrial area on the banks of the Mersey, isn't it? With lots of, is it mainly oil refinery, isn't it?
There's oil, which is bordering on Aylesbury port side, and then you've got the chemicals, which is in Runcorn.
Right.
And then in amongst all that, you've got
Frodsham and Helsby.
Yeah, and the farming community is going on. So it's very, very different.
Yeah.
And one of the good things that we've got in Reform, and from what I've been as the chair of our local branch, is we understand everything from different sides. So we know what the farming community want. We're in with the industrial areas, and we know what goes on there. So we're appealing to both sides of the
constituency. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
because I've lived there all my life. Grew up, I worked in ICI, I've worked and lived on the farms, I've done a broad brush of everything there. So I can understand. So when people tell you your problems, it's not you telling me, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong. It's part of our life already. We understand it and we're out fighting.